What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, yesterday I gave you guys Suzuki to go over 5.5 hitter fantasy score. He does easily clear that line there. He gets 18. And the main reason why I took this line is because I showed you guys that his hits, runs, RBIs was at 1.5 as a green goblin, and his hitter fantasy score was pretty much the same. It was like the same line, pretty much same prop, right? Hits, runs, RBIs, and hitter fantasy score, and you were not getting a green goblin payout for it. So you're pretty much getting a green goblin without taking the green goblin price of it for the payout shift. So he does easily hit here. I don't know how many hits, runs, RBIs he gets, but he ends up hitting. And then we do have a setup here, and this was yesterday's video right here that we did go ahead and take this line. So we have a setup for later tonight. If you guys do not know, for the World Cup Finals, which was on Sunday, I gave out a pick for some Argentina guys to go under and an MLB player just like this pick pretty much, and it does hit for us for a 5X, which was I think like 2 days ago now. And then this one right here was a VIP play that I played, and I told you guys about closer, right? So I posted this on my Instagram for free. I posted this on my free winnable. I posted this on a YouTube post. Pretty much anywhere that I can communicate with you guys, I threw it out there and told you guys closer under 4.5, my favorite pick of the day. He does end up bumping to 4 by game time. I had some of you guys reach out and say, hey, do you still like him at 4? I said yes to all those people, and he does end up getting 3 kills here and does go under. So this is another setup we have for the VIP. And then the last kind of like positive thing, so to speak, is right here on Sleeper, and we do catch this for a 3.72x, and this is nice right here, right? So I was talking about Sleeper and Better. There are base hits, okay? Every day I take 2 to 3 discounts a day on Sleeper and on Better, so I get about 5 to 6 discounts a day. You can make $300 a month on Sleeper and on Better if you just stay consistent and you just take the discounts every day. The reason being is because discounts have a very high hit rate, okay? When you take player props that are 3, 4, points or whatever it is under their normal projection, you're going to go from something that maybe has a 50-50 shot of hitting to something that maybe has a 70-30 or 75-25 chance of hitting. So over a long period of time, and I'm talking, I always talk about long periods of time, right? If you take one entry, yeah, who knows? It could miss, it could hit, who knows? It's one entry. It doesn't mean anything. It's a sample size of 1. But if you take 50, 60, 70, 100 of these props over the course of a month, over the course of 2 months, whatever it is, you will pretty much almost guaranteed make money, right? Especially if you're just playing these 2-mans, and there's no reason not to just be playing 2-mans on Sleeper. You'll see here I played a 2-man, and I actually got more than a 3X, way more than a 3X for this on Sleeper, which is really nice. Now, going into the rest of the day, and guys, I told you guys, we have had an insane July, okay? The first 17 days of July, we won every single day. I can't even remember having a losing day. I think we had one losing day, and that day, 2 hours later, was a soccer game in the World Cup, and then we ended up having a 25-unit day literally the next 24 hours. So technically, we had like a losing day, but I don't even think we had a losing 24 hours for the first 17 days of July, which is absolutely insane. I think it's the longest winning streak day by day by day that I've ever had. World Cup, went into it. Also, just kind of getting like a little bit of luck involved with it is part of that too. Sometimes you're going to be lucky. Sometimes you're going to be unlucky. Sometimes you're going to be in between. This is what sports betting is about, right? This is why I always talk about being long-term focused, okay? It's the same thing where we could have a day where we go up 30 units, and I'm going to say, guys, we're not going to go up 30 units every day. We could have a day where we go down 10 units, and I'm going to say the same thing. Guys, we're not going to go down 10 units every day. You have to stick along, and you have to be able to withstand the ups and the downs of sports betting, right? It's emotional. Emotion is what always kills people, okay? I always show you guys the ups and downs, the graph of 2026. We're up 227 units in 2026. Please show me anyone on the internet that's up 227 units, okay? Amazing run, and I don't say that to flex. I just mean, guys, we are a special group of people here on this channel, right? If you're watching this video, you're in a elite level group of people around you that are top 1-2% of sports betting out there. By the way, if you're watching people on the internet, giving out picks, whatever, and they cannot actually show you the record, they cannot show you their profit loss in 2026, whatever it is, then you should be running away, honestly, because you have to be transparent, or I'm transparent. It's my number one rule here is to show you guys the wins and losses. And again, I have like 1,000 videos on my channel doing that. You'll see the record, you'll see the profit loss. Guys, we've gone up 100 units over the past 30 days. But so that being said, we had some very close misses yesterday, and we ended up not having a good day, right? We ended up having a losing day, which is completely fine, guys. That's completely normal. When you take 3-mans, 4-mans, you're going to have some losing days. Not everything's going to go right for you. Specifically, this entry right here, we missed this entry by 1 kill, okay? it happens, guys. This is how sports betting is, right? Sometimes you're going to miss things by 1 kill, by 0.5. It's really funny because in the VIP, you know, I talk to a lot of you guys. Some of you guys, you know, I don't. Some of you guys I do, and some of you guys are super like battle tested, where you guys are like, yep. It's a close miss. You know, we're gonna move on. And some of you guys, you know, some of the newer guys, and it's great to be newer, right? I want you guys to be in the VIP and experience the VIP. Some of you guys would be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we missed this. And I'm like, we're gonna have a lot of close misses in the next, you know, couple of months here, the next year, whatever it is. Like, get ready to have, you know, almost hundreds of close misses like this, where yes, it is a little bit heartbreaking that you miss by 1 kill, but guys, this is how sports betting is. You're going to have some close misses in this game. So very close miss here. Again, as I always say, these are home runs that we try to hit, right, with these 3 and 4 man. So if this does hit, then we instantly switch to a profitable day, and I would have been, you know, talking about being profitable on the day. But again, this misses, so it is what it is. I showed this one yesterday with Teddy and Gideon. These guys both go over because they win their game, and then the other play here ends up going over together in a correlated fashion. I can already tell. I didn't even look at this game, but I can tell that this game went into overtime. Why? Because look how many kills these guys got, right? This guy almost doubled his line, which is, you know, an indicator of going to overtime, because that means you got a ton of kills. There's a ton of game time in that game. We had some plays like this where this play, I believe, goes to overtime because they end up having a lot of kills. And then this one also kind of close. This one pretty much opposite correlation fully with these guys in League of Legends. And I'm going to be talking about League of Legends today, but hopefully you guys really conceptualize what I'm talking about today, is that we're long-term focused. And this is exactly what I said a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, whenever we're, you know, literally on a 17-day win streak, is that you have to be long-term focused. And hopefully you guys listen to me then, because, you know, when you're on a 17-day win streak, hopefully, you know, everything that I say you guys are listening to. But, you know, I said that in those videos because what ends up happening on the internet is that whenever you're winning every single day, everyone listens. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, he knows what he's talking about because he's winning every day. And then whenever you're losing, people will be like, oh, well, he just lost, so of course he's going to say that, right? But you can go back to when I have videos that I'm on a 17-day win streak a couple days ago, and I'm saying the same stuff, okay? So you can either believe me, you cannot believe me, guys. These are the past, you know, 2.5 years of my channel. We've gone up way more than 1,000 units. I actually need to update this graph because this is going this hasn't been updated since we've had this like 100-unit run. So we're up like 1,200 units in the past 2 years. Yeah, so stick along for the ride, guys. If you do want to get into the VIP pretty much completely free, I have a number of ways to do so with all these promo codes that I have, okay? So you guys can sign up for apps like NOVIG, ONYX Odds, Dabble, Sleeper, BETR, Underdog Fantasy, Rebet, Kalshi. All these apps I have codes for. They're all code detective, except Sleeper. Sleeper's code paid. If you put in about $10 to any of these apps, text me first, by the way. But if you put $10 into these apps, I'll get you 1 to 2 free months of the VIP for doing so, right? It's very, very simple. Here's Kalshi, for example. My number is up here on the screen. It's my personal number. If you text me, I'll respond to you within 5 minutes, and I'll get you the code, get you the instructions. Again, the instructions are really not as any more complicated than putting $10 into the app, taking a $1 more trade, right? That's what you have to do on Kalshi, for example, just to confirm your account, right? Sleeper, for example, you guys will get a free $20 and you guys will get 2 free months of the VIP. Again, text me Sleeper to my number up here on the screen so I can get you guys the right code and right instructions, all right? Very simple way to get into the VIP. Bovada is another way to do so. Bovada is a little bit more complicated, but again, most of these things will take less than 10 minutes, less than $10, and you guys will get into the VIP for about 1 to 2 months, okay? So let's get into the first pick of the day. As I talked about with Sleeper and that hitting for the 3.7x, this is BETR, right? Sleeper and BETR, they're very similar in my mind. All you do is you take discounts every day. You'll see that this player, do I know who this is? No. NeoZix, you know, I don't know who this guy is. But he's discounted on BETR, right? His line's normally 29, and his line is now 27.5. That might not sound like a big difference. Oh, it's only 1.5 kill off. Well, you guys just saw that we missed a 4-man by 1 kill yesterday, right? So these differences, these 0.5, 1.5 differences, they can make a lot of difference in some of these esports, okay? Now, with this player, I'm going to take him. He's discounted, and we're going to take him over. And then we're going to take this Chiron guy, and we're going to take him under 24.5 kills. He is facing G2, which is a much better team than Nemega right here. And we're going to go ahead and take him under 24.5, right? With BETR, I talk about taking home runs on PrizePicks, where I'm taking 3 4-mans. BETR are base hits. Every single day we come on here, we take our base hits, which is better discounts, sleeper discounts, all right? Today's Taco Tuesday, which is cool. I love Taco Tuesday. I'm sure all you guys do as well. There is Taco Tuesday every day on Better and on Sleeper, both apps. So you guys can get about 5 to 6 discounts every single day. So I know a lot of people, I started my sports betting journey literally getting onto PrizePicks, and just every Tuesday I would set my alarm and I would take the tacos. And I did that for a couple months, and I would make, a couple $100 or whatever, right? Just taking the tacos every day. You can do this, or not every day, every Tuesday. You can do this every day with Better and Sleeper, okay? So get signed up for Better and Sleeper. By getting signed up for Better and Sleeper, I would put $100 to the side, put 50 on Better, put 50 on Sleeper, and I am giving you guys a method to make $300 a month with a $100 like investment from you, right? I know it sounds way too good to be true, but I'm telling you guys, just try it out. Some people will spend thousands of dollars to make $300 a month, right? Think about, buying a rental property or something, right? And just making a couple $100 a month off the top of it. You can make a couple $100 with just a $100 investment into Better and Sleeper, okay? It's free money out there. So you guys can text me too if you have any questions about that. It's literally a free money glitch with Better and Sleeper. I kid you not. If you're a beginner sports bettor, this is the number one thing I recommend you do, right? I would tell anyone to do this. Better Sleeper, take the discounts. You could just pick any random entry. Of course, I would recommend taking my entries because I know what I'm doing, but you can take any entry out there and you will make money on Better and Sleeper. I can almost guarantee it. All right, so let's get into the PrizePicks play of the day. You guys know what it is. We are going to take hitter fantasy score. We normally either take hitter fantasy score or pitcher fantasy score. We're going to take hitter fantasy score today for Brewer Hicklin. This is going to be the first pick here, and we're going to take him over 3 hitter fantasy score. 3 is about as low as it goes for hitter fantasy score. So whenever I see 3, or sometimes you'll see 2.5, but really 3 is about the minimum that they'll ever set someone at. I really like these because just like it's the minimum that anyone can ever hit, right? Now, what's interesting about this, guys, you're going to see some DMPs and stuff, and over the past 3 games that he has played, he's been on a very hot streak. Now, you're going to see, well, okay, cool, he's been on 3-game hot streak, but before that, he was doing really bad. But guys, you have to understand, if you look at the dates here, and this is why it's important to get an app like Pick Finder, if you look at the dates here, this is all the way back in March, okay? So this is the preseason, and you'll see in the preseason, he's sometimes only getting 1 at-bat, 2 at-bats, 3 at-bats. So in the preseason, I don't care about this, okay? I care about this season. And I think he was injured. I mean, he had to have been injured or something like that. But now that he's back from injury, he is doing very, very well. And he has hit this line. I mean, at this point, he has hit this line every single game so far of the regular season, okay? So I think 3 is very low, and since he has returned back from injury, he is doing extremely well now, okay? So I am taking him over. Again, all of this red here that you see is the preseason. Now that he's back from injury, he's doing very well, all right? So hopefully you guys understand the concept there. MLB is very streaky. Okay, very, very streaky. Even if you look at the Braves, who's this team, and you're not going to see this because, again, he's not been playing. But for the Braves, the Braves have been very streaky. If you look 2 months ago, they were the best team in the MLB, one of the best teams in the MLB. If you look over the past month, they have not been doing well. And then over the past week or so, they have now got up to speed again, and now they're looking really good, okay? So MLB is very streaky. It really depends on how you see the ball, how the team's seeing the ball, if your team is doing well hitting and stuff. All these guys feed off of each other, and again, game to game, you can pretty much like be able to see the ball well, right? You'll have some streaks of players where they'll just look really, really good. They're pretty much, like James Wood is a really good example of that. I think James Wood has kind of come back down to earth now in this past week. But James Wood, a week, 2 weeks ago, was just on top of the world. I mean, he was on a better streak than anyone in the MLB, and really, he was up there with like the greats for like a week, right? So MLB is very streaky. I don't really recommend looking at like how they've done, the past 3 games, but MLB is one of those sports where streaks do matter, okay? So I'm taking them over 3, and then we're going to take a League of Legends play, okay, guys? And League of Legends is very, very simple. People overcomplicate League of Legends. All that matters is a win or a loss, okay? So do they win or do they lose, okay? If they end up losing, they're going to go under, okay? So if they end up losing, they're going to go under. If they end up winning, they're probably going to go over, okay? And how this works, it's very simple. It's a video game, guys. In video games, I'm sure we've all played a video game before, is that if you're doing really well, you're going to have a lot of score. You're going to have more kills, more score, whatever it is. If you're losing, you're not going to have that. You're going to be on the losing side of things. You don't have a very high score. You're losing, right? You're frustrated. Your whole team's frustrated. So let me just show you guys, when they win both maps, look at these guys' lines, right? When they win, yes, they are going to probably go over. They get a lot of kills when they go over and win both maps. Now, when they lose both maps, they're likely to go under because, again, this is how League of Legends works. When you lose, you go under. When you win, you go over. Now, this map right here is completely 50-50. LDG and JD Gaming. Now, it's 44-56, but again, pretty much 50-50 in League of Legends terms, okay? Now, this is how the money line sits right now. It's these teams are very even. So I'm thinking that one team's going to win one game and the other team is going to win the other game. So if you look at these guys when they've only won one map, you will see that there's a trend that starts to emerge that these guys do likely go under together, okay? You'll even see in some of the one wins that they have, in this one win, in the win he has, he gets 11, and the loss he gets 4, okay? In the win he gets 9, and the loss he gets 1. So League of Legends is very dependent on wins and losses. If these guys win the game, they're going to go over. If these guys lose the game, they're going to go under. I expect a 1-1 series. EDG, which is the other team, is actually slightly better, so they have a chance to 2-0 them, but I do expect a 1-1, and if a 1-1 happens, I do really like the unders here, okay? Even though they have gone over in some of these games, I do think that the unders are the move here in this game, okay? So similar to soccer, where if your team does really well, you're going to have a lot of passes. If your team does not do very well, you're not going to have a lot of passes. If your team does very well in League of Legends, you're going to have a lot of kills. If your team does not do very well in League of Legends, you're not going to have many kills, okay? And this is what's called correlated betting. And this is how we have gone up 1,000+ units over the past 2 years, all right, using correlation. We do this in esports, we do this in soccer, we do this in football, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and end it here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in every single day, as you guys always do. If you guys want to sign up for any of these apps, I am open, and you guys can text me to right here to my number on the screen. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.